Welcome to Divine Hand for another soulful, insightful, spiritual message. Take what resonate, leave what doesn't. Collective. I pre-pull some cards from my oracle deck and my tarot. With that being said, let's dive in. Okay, so it says the deep thief of joy. Someone resents your happiness and tries to dim it. Then I have love exposes the shadow before it reveals the light. Then I have closure comes from within, not from them. Okay. So let's get into it. So for the deep thief of joy, okay, this card reveals like hidden resentment or envy around you. Okay, someone in your energy field feels threatened by your happiness, right? Maybe your confidence or even your progress. Okay, um, and this can be consciously or unconsciously, okay? And they try to dim or diminish your light, okay? So this can be like backhanded comments, okay? This can be emotional withdrawn. This can be someone that is benefiting off of your self doubt or like a mood swings that you may have and maybe having putting you in a low vibration, okay? So the next card reads Love exposes the shadow before it reveals the light. So this speaks of a transformational love, right? The kind that doesn't soothe you first, right? It doesn't like hold your hand, it awakens you, okay? Um, Before love can become safe or radiant, it has to pull hidden wounds, fears, and unhealed patterns to the surface, okay? So this is triggers that reveal unhealed trauma or insecurities, okay? Emotional mirrors showing where healing is still needed. Um, um, Old defense mechanisms, okay, become active, okay. Truth before comfort, okay. So before you can even become comfortable, you have to, live in truth, okay. So with that being said, let's jump right into the tarot. So the first card I pulled was the Ace of Cups upright, okay. So the Ace of Cups speaks of emotional renewal from within, okay. This is a new emotional beginning, is available the moment you choose self-love and self-compassion rather than waiting for someone else to open up, their heart, okay, to you. So closure begins when you refill your own emotional cup, is what spirit is saying. And spirit is trying to hand you this overflow of love, okay? So, but you need to have this overflow of love for yourself first, right? So you don't just accept anything, okay? That's what I'm getting. So then we have the Nine of Wands upright, okay? So the Nine of Wands, this is you going through emotional exhaustion and repeated trials, right? Repeated spiritual tests, right? Repeated tests from people, okay? People constantly trying you, okay? This card confirms you've done enough, okay? You don't need no one more a conversation or an explanation to justify you walking away from people, okay? That tries to dim your light or diminish your light or your happiness, okay? There's no explanation needed for that, is what spirit is saying. You already earned your closure through your endurance, things that people have put you through, okay? You don't need to explain anything, spirit is saying with that card and these oracle cards. It's wrapping it up. So then we have the Queen of Cups, and this is like a emotional maturity, okay? This is a very emotional, mature energy, okay? And this person has empathy, but first she has self empathy, okay, for herself, right? Um, So you now understand, you're at the point where you understand your feelings without needing external validation. This card shows you holding compassion without self betrayal, without betraying yourself. You can have compassion for people, but you still need to honor yourself first, right? Is what this is saying. Honoring your emotions, your feelings, and stuff like that, right? So you can honor your emotions without staying attached to people, okay? So the next card we have is the Six of Pentacles upright, and this is highlighting the imbalance, right? Giving in the past, right? Over giving, right? This is like closure coming, right? When you stop waiting for people to reciprocate what you've already given to them freely, okay? It's not like, I give you, you want a reciprocal or give and take situation, but you never look at it like, oh, I'm waiting for you to reciprocate. No, that's not how that works. You give, and if that person reciprocates, then that's a balance situation. If they don't give, then that's an imbalance. Okay. And so that is like highlighting some of, those shadow sides, right? Those dark sides that that's exposing that, regarding love. Okay. How people kind of take, your energy, your love, your care, and not reciprocate that. Okay. So the next card we have is saying this is the truth, okay? This is the Ace of Swords upright. This is like mental clarity and truth, okay? You see the situation clearly now, okay? No more confusion or illusions. This is the moment of self-honesty, right? A realization, right? Clarity replaces the need for answers. So you don't really need any answers. You already have the clarity, Spirit is saying, okay? So we have the world card upright, and this is like a completion of a cycle, right? And when you complete a cycle, that means you're going to the next level, okay? Every cycle that's completed on different levels, because it's levels to this. People say it's levels to this, but I really don't think they understand, right? And there's so many levels to this that people can't even grasp what they need to complete, because they're not even looking at it, right? So this is like a full cycle is completed, right? This is the card that literally is the closure, right? This is the completion without regret. Nothing more needed to be said or done, okay? The chapter is already finished, okay? So basically, that's saying like you don't need to like explain why you walk away from certain people that try to dim your light, steal your joy, steal your happiness. Okay, you just need to recognize these shadow sides within yourself so you can give yourself closure, is what I'm getting from this whole read. And then the last card we have is the Chariot. Okay, and so the Chariot is like being empowered to move forward, being empowered to balance out, gain control and direction, and move forward. Okay. You are regaining control of your direction, right? And choosing progress over emotional attachment, being attached to something emotionally, right? You move on because you decide to, not because they changed. Okay. So like if a person changes, you're moving on because you decide that this is not for you, and then, or there's something better for you, and then you move on, right? So at the bottom of the deck, I have the Sun card. And so the Sun card is that happiness, is that joy, right? That love, that peace, that healing, all of it together. The sun, the illumination, it's illuminating these things to you, right? Anything that steals your joy, so it can be healed, right? All those shadow sides, so it can come to the light, right? Giving yourself closure so that you can have your joy. Okay, and with that being